Hey Motorheads, thank you for clicking on Race22.com. We're hanging out here on the Race 22 Productions recording studio in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's race week for the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour as they head towards the Hickory Motor Speedway this coming weekend, August 1st. For late model stock cars and the super late models, both racing 125 laps. We're getting ready to connect with the owner-operator of the series, Mr. Jack McNelly. This weekend would have been the biggest late model race on the East Coast as far as attention, the Cars Tour Throwback race, and that has morphed into one of the most prestigious races, not just because it's a lot of money, but because of all the attention for all the throwback schemes from the late model days of old to a lot of Cup and Grand National type schemes and things like that. But with all the COVID-19 concerns, it was a tough decision, but it had to be made, and I think Mr. McNelly will agree with us. It was a decision that had to be made because there's a whole lot of other decisions that had to go into it, not just because of the fan situation, which I know Kevin is working hard with the county, but for certain, Mr. McNally will have to agree, this throwback race for the Cars Tour has become one of the most popular races for the Cars Tour for fans all across the country. Lots of attention for this race each and every year. It's a shame that it had to come down to this, but yes, it's a decision that had to be made. But Mr. McNally, this has got to be one of the most popular races that the Cars Tour has put on.
Absolutely right. It has grown in popularity, and to think that we were going to have 2,500, 3,000 plus people, in the facility probably was not a good idea at this point. Number two, our elderly celebrities, if you will, that we had over the years coming in, these fellows are 60, 70, 80 years old themselves. We did not want to subject them to having people come down hugging on them, wanting to put their arm around them and give them to get a photograph and this sort of thing. We just didn't feel that was fair to the celebrities either. And number three, because the season has been so messed up, we didn't feel right in having our competitors worry, if you will, and make an investment in throwback schemes and logos and paint schemes, decals. This was just not the year for all of that. So we just decided to put it on hold and come out bigger and better next year.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. As much fun as it is, and I mean, even the competitors and the staff of the Cars Tour really got into it and dressed the part. And I was coming there for Race 22 and covering it and working close with you guys for doing the podcast and things like that. I was going to do a throwback for some, like, to dress the part for some of the media, and was going to kind of dress the part for the late 60s, early 70s. And I've been grooming these sideburns all year. And people's been remarking here lately.
Keep growing them. They ought to be really good by 2021.
So the last weekend when I was doing these videos, people were looking like, holy cow, are you serious with the sideburns? So,
we felt those were three pretty good reasons to, and I'm sure everybody understands. Fans and competitors and media and everybody. I'm sure everybody understands that we really didn't have much of a choice there.
Yeah, if you can't do it full out, there's no reason to do it halfway. That's for sure. So,
absolutely not. No.
But at least we get to have a race week and have a race event, and at Hickory at least they do have some trackside, and it's tiered to where they have they can get quite a few vehicles out there, and a lot of guys and gals that have trucks they'll turn them around, and the way it is with the county, you can have, if you have a truck, you can put your seats, like the yard seats, and you can sit in the back of the truck. If you have a truck, and that way you can sit outside and enjoy it. And a lot of folks will get there early when they start allowing you to purchase the trackside seating, and they grill out and have fun until it's time to go race, and then they have to get in the back of the seats. But the cops, and they're leaving them alone. They're letting them have fun and doing their own thing back there. But it's full. I've been covering the races over there. Been keeping up. Been spying on some of our Cars Tour racers that's been coming over there and getting some good track time.
Oh yes, and I'm all for that. I tell our competitors all the time, if we are not racing, and they want to and they can afford to, I encourage them to go race. First of all, these tracks need their support.
Right.
These local tracks. And secondly, it makes them better competitors. I mean, it's like anything that you do. The more you do it, and the more often you do it, the better you become at it.
Well, some of them need it, and some of them they wish they didn't would stay at the track, because Josh Berry has been on a tear at Hickory Motor Speedway. He's grabbed the pole 4 or 5 times and has won 4 or 5 times. But there's been a couple of competitors that run with us as well that have really gotten close to him. Nolan Pope has really come on strong. And Ryan Millington is right in the tire tracks of Josh Berry. And those guys are going to benefit from, this gap between races that have run a lot of laps at the Hickory Motor Speedway. So it's
without a doubt. First and foremost, Josh is Mr. Hickory. I mean,
yeah.
Lord only knows how many wins he has at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
But he's also an extremely talented race car driver.
Yeah, and what he likes about it is he's not just out there riding and winning. He's out there working hard, because he knows these guys are catching up to him. He's not slowing down to them. He says he's working hard and trying to get faster and faster, because they're catching him, and that's what he's been telling me. So I think it's exciting.
Well, Ryan Millington is a pretty doggone good race car driver himself, and both of them have good equipment. And Nolan Pope has come a long way over the years. Nolan started with us in the super late models, and then he's moved over now to the late model stocks, and it just seems like it just suits his driving style a little bit better. And he's been strong. You're absolutely right. And, Lane Riggs is leading the points. Corey Heim just, as you remember, just destroyed the field at Hickory the last time we were there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is some major competition in our late model stock division.
Yeah, it's very exciting and very, very competitive. When you look at some of the veterans, that when you hear the names of late model stocks, they're not out there dominating like they once were. These young guys have caught up to these guys, and they're not, they're not scared. They'll jump right in there and mix it up with them and not get pushed around anymore.
Yes, they do. Fear they do not have, Doc. Let's just put it that way.
That's right. Absolutely not. And then, on the other side, on the super late model side, Matt Craig and Bubba Pollard, two of the most successful super late models this year, no matter where they go, whether it's the pro late models or the full super late models. Those two guys, it's almost coming down to those two guys no matter where they go. And they have really made a name for themselves over the last several years. So I feel really blessed to have those guys running in our series. Now, it's still a question whether Bubba Pollard will be with us this coming weekend, but still to have those names atop of our list, in points. Right now, Matt Craig leads Bubba by 5 points by that win at Pennsylvania. Bubba Pollard jumped up 3 spots to just 5 points below Matt Craig. So, that's they're right there together again. You had to separate them forcefully at Hickory a couple races ago, and now here they are right up there racing tight again. So you just can't keep them separated, can we?
Well, I mean, they are in the super division, just like Bobby McCarty and Josh Berry is in the late model stocks.
Exactly.
Both pairs of those drivers are great race car drivers. They're in great equipment.
Yeah.
They're great competitors, and they just have a way of finding each other every race we go to, and that's a good thing. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's competition, and may the better man and machine win.
Yeah, and that's what I said, and I said it to everybody involved, and I said that's what the sport needs, and that's kind of what the Cars Tour needed, and not in a negative way. Some folks may write it as a negative way, but I think it's a positive thing because it creates interest.
It's only negative when it gets and it goes over the line.
Right.
That's the only negative thing about it. I mean, there is absolutely nothing wrong with beating and banging and rubbing and racing and just going as hard as you can go.
Right.
But when you go over the line and do things that everybody in the sport knows you shouldn't be doing, that's when it becomes negative.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you got to send a message, you got to send a message, and it's just, it is what it is. But that was in the past, and Josh has set out, and he's served his penalty, and he's put his axe to the grind, and he's been at Hickory working hard, and I think he's going to send another message come at Hickory, and I think he is bound and determined to win it all, win the pole, win the race, lead every lap. He is really focused. He is really focused on Hickory. He didn't go to any of the big races like the Hampton Heat. He's focused on Hickory. So I think just watching him and interviewing him, just a little bit here and there, not just about the pole or whatever, he's really focused. I think he's really wanting to send a message to everybody that he's here to race, he's here to win, and he's here to not take any crap from anybody, and he's going to try to win the pole, the race, and lead every lap, and that's it, and go home without a scratch on the car.
Well, he did it at Martinsville, so.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And you won't find I don't think that'll ever be duplicated.
No, not at that event. That was a show of strength for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, that was. I think that was maybe a once in a lifetime, and that was so spectacular, and what an event that was. But looking so forward. Speaking of spectacular, I expect a spectacular race this weekend, and hopefully we'll get both fields filled up. Of course, we're talking with the series owner of the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour, Mr. Jack McNelly, on the Smoky Dave's Barbecue Hotline here in the Race 22 Productions recording studio in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. If you can't make it out to this weekend, you can view the race on carstour.tv and pitrow.tv. Tony Stephen does a great job. I'm not sure who he has on the broadcast yet, but he'll have some kind of celebrities up there with him, and then probably have Lenny or maybe Derek on pit road, so we'll have to see. But you keep up with all the action. More information on carsracingtour.com as well. And Jack, with the gap in between, is there anything newsworthy you need to share with us? Anything going on? Anything you've been working on?
No, just working on some of the upcoming events. But of course, we are going to Dominion. We got a back-to-back. We're going to Dominion the very next weekend after Hickory.
Right.
Now, that is, of course, for just late model stocks. And again, we've been working with those folks up there, cross the T's, dot the I's. Still waiting on the governor of North Carolina here to tell us a little news. I guess is supposed to be coming out August the 7th, because you see, we have an event planned at Orange County.
Right. Yeah.
22nd of August, and that's a 10,000 to win for the late model stocks.
Yeah.
So we're expecting, if we can race, we're expecting a pretty nice field of late model stocks to come out for that. Not only because it pays 10,000, but it also gives them some track time leading up to our big race in October.
Right.
Back at Orange County that pays 30,000 to win.
Absolutely, and it kind of leads into a question that I had on my mind. Should our crazy governor, and I'm not going to pull any punches there, with some of the garbage that he's done throughout the summer, but should he start going backwards, as some of the political analysts suspect that he might do, because they're saying I think he's pulling his crap until election, and then he'll be out of here anyway. But anyway,
one and done, like they say, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But should he go backwards and really put a pinch on what's going to allow us to do? Do you have a contingency, a backup plan for possibly moving some of these race dates to some Virginia tracks? Do you have some sites in Virginia that may take some of these races over?
Yes, I do. Not naming any names or getting anybody excited, but yeah, I've got a plan B. The sad part about it is, if he isn't going to announce this till the 6th or 7th of August, that gives us 2 weeks. 2 weeks to put something together, market the race, get the competitors lined up. It's going to be crazy, but we've got a plan B. I don't really want to go to it because Orange County has always been a terrific racetrack for us as far as fan turnout. But if we have to, we'll do what we have to do. That's all.
Yeah, because that'll affect Orange County, of course, the 10,000 to win on the 22nd. That's a dual race, and that's 10,000 to win for both late models. No, just for late models.
Just late model stocks.
Okay, just for late model stocks. Okay, and then Carteret. That could also affect Carteret on the 12th.
But you see, Carteret's down there racing with fans now, as I understand it.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. It depends on the county, on how the counties run, and depends on where the Democrats and the Republicans. When you look at the counties that have the Republicans, intermixed with the mayor, and when you take a look at that, then you could pretty much tell where you can have fans. I'll leave it at that.
Well, and the other thing that I don't understand, there's dirt tracks all over the state, running every week.
Yeah, apparently this virus don't like dirt tracks.
Obviously, this COVID virus doesn't affect you if you're getting dirt in your hair.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
The dirt makes you immune to it or something.
Yeah, apparently that's the cure. Maybe we need to call the CDC and Dr. Fauci and say, hey, I think we found the cure.
We got a cure for this.
Speaking of which, I got to share this with you. I'm an operator at the hospital here in Winston-Salem, Wake Forest Baptist. That's my day job. I actually got a call from a cat claiming that he has a cure, something about lemon juice and something else, and he got a call from a guy from China. I said, okay. So, yeah, I get calls like that all the time. Yeah, I said, okay.
Well, I don't care what it is. I wish somebody come up with it so we could get on with our lives. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we should be able to come November. But yeah, and let's preface that, but not discounting the virus, because there is something, there is the virus, and it does affect people, and it has upended people's lives, and it has, affected people's lives, and it is horrible.
I don't mean to make light of it,
right.
But there is such a thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
My humble opinion, there is such a thing as overreaction.
Right.
And scaring people to death, and
yeah.
shutting down our economic system. And I mean, yeah. I think we have really, really hit the panic button on this one.
Yeah. When you look at the population of New York City and how close people are, and the subways and things like that, you can't manage a place like Winston or a smaller community, like down the road from you guys out in away rural areas the same way as New York City, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
The population is so different, and that's basically what it is.
Yes.
So anyway. But yeah, that's man. So let's see. I'm trying to think of a clever way. Is there any? Can you give us a little clue of possibly a little region of maybe different? Will it be north or south of North Carolina, where these tracks may take over some of these race dates?
Oh, it would be north.
Okay, so it would be in Virginia, north. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
It would be north.
So will it be?
Yeah.
So it will be mountainous, or will it be on the seashore side?
That one, actually, let me see. Actually, how I want to answer that one. Let's just say it would be in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Ah.
I just got to let it go.
Okay. All right. I'll quit prying. All right. Well, it's good to know we do have a plan in place, because you don't know what this crazy governor's going to do.
I don't. No one knows.
Yeah, no doubt.
And like I said, the sad part about it is it gives us a whole 2 weeks to respond.
Right. Right.
So, keep it in mind that we're going to be in Virginia the first part of August and the last part of August already.
Right. So,
that kind of narrows our field down a little bit. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So let's see, the Hickory, and then Dominion, and then who knows from there. I'm hoping maybe I might do a road trip next weekend. I have yet to been to Dominion, so I'm hoping to go out that way next weekend. So we'll see.
Beautiful racetrack.
Oh, I know. Beautiful. Great
racetrack.
People, great fans, great racers.
Yep.
So
Yep. Great racetrack. Great people to work with. Steve Britt and his staff up there. Couldn't have nicer people unless you go to Langley with Bill Boss and the new fellow there. His name's escaping me right now. But they are promoters. They really, really, really do a good job. And I would be remiss. I got to put this out there. We were at Jennerstown July the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful, beautiful facility and people to work with. First class all the way. I did not have one competitor. Keep in mind that some of our competitors traveled 12, 14, 15 hours. Our guys down here traveled 8. Not not one person complained about the distance. They loved it up there.
Yeah, Danny, he was blown away. He loved it. He had never been there before. I'd never traveled up there when I worked with the series before, but I always wanted to. I've always heard it's a beautiful place. I know Tony was really thrilled to get back up there. Everybody I spoke with was just blown away at how beautiful, and even watching it on the Tony's coverage, man, it was just beautiful. Every shot on the TV coverage.
Those supers. Oh my golly, did they put on a show?
Yeah, that was great racing back through the field, and
yes, they did.
I'm just glad that
the young Sammy Smith boy, heck, he started. I wanted to say he started like 18th or 20th, way back in the pack.
Yeah.
And he came up all night long, kept coming. I'm darn if he didn't finish second, I believe. Second or third, maybe it was third.
Yeah, something like that.
What a show he put on.
Yeah. Very talented young racer, absolutely. And he does real good. He did real good in the late models as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good young talent, But
that boy's 16 years old.
Yeah.
He just turned 16.
Yeah, when he arrived on our scene, jumped in a late model, never driven on asphalt before, at Ace Speedway. First, handful of laps when they had that wreck, tore their whole front end off the car, and came back to finish top 10, like 8th or something like that. And I told Timothy Peters, I said, that boy's got some talent, because a lot of guys would already panic and finish, or pull off, for that matter. I said, that kid's got some talent. And boy, he was tickled as he could be. Timmy, he knew what he had. Because he drove for them for the late models there for a while. And
I'll tell you, that little Schaefer boy that they have. Now, by golly, he'll hang in there.
Yeah.
He's only 14 years old, got limited experience, but by golly, he does a pretty nice job.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was talking to Bobby about him. Said, yeah, Bobby says that he'll ask him lots of questions, and he says he's pretty sharp. Says he's very intelligent. Says he got a lot of race knowledge. Says how did Bobby put it? Says his racing intelligence is very high. So that goes a long way.
Yes,
he's
it does.
Probably smarter than I am about all this stuff. So
all those kids are smarter than you and I. That's for sure.
But yeah, I'm excited to get the Cars Tour back at the Hickory Motor Speedway, no doubt. Yeah, Kevin, bless his heart, man, he's really stressing without these fans, and the county's not playing too nice with him. He's on the borderline, I tell you. He really misses his fans. He wants his fans back. So I tell you, folks, keep your eyes on the carsracingtour.com, on the Cars Tour social media, Hickory Motor Speedway media, and hopefully the Hickory Motor Speedway will be able to announce about the situation with the fans, because I know Kevin is working hard with the county. It's a county situation. It has nothing to do with Kevin, the track, or the series. It's all politics with the county, and that's all there is to it.
Well, it is.
And so hopefully Kevin will be able to make an announcement this week. So keep your eyes peeled to that. So that's all we can really say, and that's what Kevin's working for.
And I would just take it one step further, Doc, and ask the people, if the announcement is in the affirmative, come on out and support this man.
Absolutely.
Support the Motor Speedway. He is run without fans too long.
Yeah.
Too long. I'll just let it go at that. He needs your support.
Yeah,
he does.
He has, and I wish we could do another one of the broadcasts that a portion of it would go to the track. I wish we could do something like that again, because that's about the only way we'll be able to help as far as the missing, because there's a whole lot that's missing. The concessions and
Oh yeah.
and T-shirt sales and things like that. That's a large part of it. It's
Sure it is. Absolutely.
So,
and just support it. If you can, please be there. That's for sure.
Yeah. So call and check for the trackside parking. Those folks get together. They have a ball out there, and they cook out and have a good time. And so call the track and check it out. Check it out online. Give Kevin your support, man. He is giving folks a place to race when a lot of folks just gave up and couldn't. It's not feasible for whatever their situation is. And it's not that they gave up. I shouldn't have said that. It's not fair. A lot of tracks, it's just not feasible to race without fans. It's not feasible for them to, activate the season without fans, to operate. So it's just wasn't able to do it. So, Kevin's doing it, giving a place to race, so they're getting racers from all over, but we still got, still wish we had the fans there, but luckily we'll be able to race this weekend with the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour, so hopefully the county will leave him alone so we can have some fans and at least to have a count of what we can do, and so we'll see, but this coming weekend, 125 laps, right, for both limited or the late models and the super late models, right?
That is correct.
Okay, and let's see, I got my list here. Let's see. 7 o'clock, green flag, 7 o'clock on Saturday, and I'm sure they're going to be practicing Friday. So we'll be posting things on social for the Cars Tour, so be sure and be looking for that. We'll have driver interviews and all that kind of good stuff, and we will try to keep everybody as informed as much as possible on the fan situation. And folks, if we can crack that code, be sure and support Kevin as much as possible. So I encourage everybody to be kind on social media, because he's trying to do the best he can to give the fans at least some racing action to watch if you can't be there. So support him as much as possible. Well, Jack, I guess is there anything else we need to add or cover?
No, sir. I appreciate being able to talk to the fans via you, and look forward to Saturday night. I can promise them, whether they're there or not, it's going to be competitive.
Oh, absolutely. I agree, and I'm going to be right in the middle of it. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doc.
Hello? I must be going.
Thank you for listening to House Call with Doc Love on Race22.com. Don't forget racing this weekend at the Hickory Motor Speedway with the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour, super late models and late model stock cars. Racing starts at 7 p.m. Can't make it to the track? Be sure and catch them on carstour.tv or pitrow.tv. Thank you for listening to House Call with Doc Love on Race22.com. Until next time, we'll see you at the races.
I must be